Do you want to have crazy aim like this?
Oh, oh.
And have crazy mechanics so you can hit clips like this? Oh my god! Then you clicked on the right video. But before I show you my settings, I'm going to show you what I can do with them in top 500 Unreal ranked lobbies. Alright guys, for my settings, the first thing you want to do is definitely turn 120 FPS mode on. This is going to help you improve significantly, just for the fact that you'll see everything more smooth and you're going to have less input delay, which is really good for console. Next, for my colorblind settings, I found these to be the best, not only because I'm able to see people in the storm very well, but I can also see people from far away very well. The first thing I want you to turn off is motion blur, because it gives you a ton of input delay and makes the screen very blurry, which isn't good if you're a competitive player. And for user interface parallax, definitely turn this off. Moving on to sound, there's only one main thing that you should have on, which is visualize sound effects. There's a reason why every pro uses this right now, it's because it's really broken. You can see players without hearing them on your headphones, it would just tell you on your screen from exactly 30 meters, and this is really useful especially for W King games in ranked or tournaments. You can see where shots are coming from exactly 135 meters, so I definitely recommend for you to turn this on. Next is my matchmaking region. As you guys know, if you guys want to get less ping, I definitely recommend you to get an Ethernet cable. If you're on console, so Xbox or PS5 or PS4, I definitely recommend you to get a Cat 6. They're really affordable and it will definitely help stabilize your ping. And for PC players, I recommend getting a Cat 7 or 8. It's definitely a good investment if you're really trying to take the game more serious. Next is combat. I definitely recommend you turn on hold to swap pickup so you don't waste time swapping weapons in your inventory. Toggle targeting, turn that off. Auto pickup weapons is useful in 50-50s, but I personally don't use it because I try to avoid 50-50s at all costs, so this is really personal preference. Moving on to preferred item slots, I personally don't use it because I rarely have an SMG and an AR in my inventory at the same time. I always keep my spray weapon in the first slot, but having this on could definitely be useful if you don't always want to be switching your inventory. Next for building, make sure you definitely have both these on. For auto confirm edits, I recommend if you're on console to set it to both because it makes you feel like you have way less input delay. And if for PC players, it's really personal preference because there's a split of pros that use it and ones that don't. This right here is probably one of the most important settings in this video because as you can see, it greatly reduces input lag. So what you want to do is go into 120 FPS and turn it off. Then you want to go back to the extra game options and then turn this on low latency mode. And once it's on, go back and switch back to 120 FPS. Another really important thing you need to do is make sure all replays are off because you don't want Fortnite to be recording your games because it will create so much more FPS lags. So definitely make sure you turn all three of these off. Next is your reticle. You can have really big and flashy numbers, which is pretty cool, and I set my HUD scale to 100%. The HUD scale is personal preference though, because depending on your monitor size, you might want to have a bit smaller, but if you have like the big curved ones, you could set it a bit higher if you want. Finally, for the controller settings, I have the first three things off, and then build immediately. Obviously, you should have that on. For edit hold time, I have it as low as it can be, which is really important to have this set very low. And the slide hold time is just 0.1 seconds. My reset camera axis is set to both. Reset camera time as low as it can be. Definitely make sure vibration is off too, because this can't be good. These right here don't really matter, I don't think. And I have my look sensitivity to 6 and aim sensitivity to 6. Moving on to build and edit mode, I have mine on 2.8 and 2.7. First person mode on just 1x. Then for the advanced options, I'm on 52 horizontal, 52 vertical, no boosts. And my ADS look speed are both at 9%, which I think is really solid for a controller. For look input curve, I actually have mine on exponential, which I think is really good for having better aim, which my settings right here is also really good for mechanics, as you can see in my clips. And once you get used to them, you'll feel a lot better. Obviously make sure your aim assist and tracking are both 100%, and my dead zones are both 10%, and I don't have any of the adaptive triggers on, and I guess I have vehicles on and tank settings on. These right here are all my controller binds. You can slow down the video if you want, but I'll just go through them right now. If you did make it to the end of the video, I do appreciate it. Make sure you guys also like and subscribe if you're new. And I thank you all for watching the video.